The fifth industrial revolution is coming. Some are saying it's already here. Many of us are still confused about what AI even is and how it will affect us, our jobs, and our way of life. This short series is meant to demystify AI and separate hype from the facts. Join Nick, an AI startup co-founder from California, as he interviews professionals just like you about their why and how they're using AI in their everyday life. Today's episode is featuring developer and CEO Mohamed Elghorfi from Meknes, Morocco. He calls AI a revolution and has the data to back it up.
Instead of just doing some basic work that might take up to one day, we can do it in 10 minutes.
Enjoy the episode. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't notice, I'm an AI voice. Let's join the conversation now.
In a past life, I had a marketing and advertising business running paid social media ads for different online stores. A lot of them run on Shopify. So I'm kind of familiar with the space and direct to consumer, but I'm really curious to hear from you how you hear AI being used either in your day-to-day or what different stores and brands are doing on the AI side to perform better direct to consumer.
Well, I will start from like my day job, since like I discovered AI. Let's say if I'm working like on a task, it saves me more than 50% of the work. Instead of just doing some basic work that might take up to one day, we can do it in 10 minutes. Especially like when we are talking about like new projects or new ideas, I can just like with one prompt ask what's inside, how it's built, and I get like an idea about that. And for example, if I'm working like on a fix, it has like a general idea on the context. I can say Shopify conversion optimization, or maybe just like how the stores perform. The traditional way is just like create a store, then run maybe advertising and work on like SEO and the social media, etc. But for now, the power of the AI is more than that. Imagine an idea of an application, right? And we're still working on it, and it's cooking. The idea of like an application that scans your store and gives you exactly, for example, what's the best selling on Monday and what's best selling on Tuesday, etc. And on Monday, it features these products on the homepage. You can imagine how the conversion will go. Imagine we have like 1,000 store in our app, and each store has like its data. And this AI is like reading from all this data and giving you like best what you can get from the data. And you can read the customer behavior, and then you suggest the best product that they can purchase. I think this is like a revolution.
I always like to talk to people about their career and if it was a straight line or they bounced around a little bit. Have you always been working on online stores? Did you start somewhere else totally different? What's your path been like?
I was like a network engineer, just like cables, etc. And I got an opportunity to get into the market and discover Shopify. That was like the first time when I discovered Shopify in 2017. And I went there just like as a project manager to discover and maybe to help the team. It wasn't too hard for me to switch from networking to programming. In the online store programming, then I moved to applications.
Are you focusing on the other things so that you're not replaced by AI for these companies, or can AI do something totally different than you do, you think?
When I hear someone mention that AI gonna take his job or maybe his place, I assume that he's not like following AI, he's not like learning about AI, he just like got afraid and stuck at some level that he's not trying to level up. It's not gonna take your job, but it's gonna make your life easier. Let's say we have like a small company that's managed by AI. I have like a project manager, which is like an AI agent. I have like maybe a developer who is AI agent, and I have like a Scrum Master and AI agent. And I have like some clients that talks to the project manager, which is an AI. And the developer or maybe the AI agent is taking like these tasks one by one and performing it. I know it's not that easy, but if you think about it, you'll find that for some tasks it could be possible, and you'll have like a big company that does like 90% of the work using just AI.
It'll be really interesting to see how all those pieces fit together. And I agree. I think there'll be different agentic workflows where AI is taking on certain pieces. I think that'll slowly shift where less and less human oversight is necessary for different projects and roles, but there always will be some layer. You mentioned that some engineers are afraid or don't want to dive in. Any reasons? Have you heard of any reasons why or why people might be scared of AI? What do you think goes on in their brain?
First thing that came in our mind, which is just like some people like fall in the comfort zone. And when he sees like an AI that's built an entire app in one prompt or maybe two prompts, I think it's scary for them.
Yeah, again, I'm in the mental health field. I think there's a little bit of a fear for some therapists. Now to hear you talk about developers, that idea is also maybe just a through line for AI in any field right now, where it's doing a different job in a way than the human counterpart, or it can do a different job than the human counterpart because it's AI, because it can do everything autonomously at scale in the background. Humans, in my mind, should be taking the AI and putting it towards tasks that the AI can do pretty well, and then allowing the humans, whether therapists or developers, to focus on the tasks that are more important. So in developers' cases, maybe it's the architecture of the project that needs to get right, and then letting AI build all the little pieces because it can take that job. I've heard people also talk about critical thinking skills. Are they going to go away in the age of AI? And I don't think they will, because I can see when I'm using AI, I still think critically. It just that brain power, that critical thinking brain power, moves to a different part of the work process. And it usually goes to a higher level. Do you agree with that, or do you see it differently?
No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. You can't like give AI the full control on everything, but as you mentioned, like the hardest part should be like managed by a human. You're analyzing the data that you get from the app. How do you feel when you read all these like insights? How you feel about it?
One of the things that becomes obvious when you do this is that a lot of people are struggling and you might not know it. And they'll tell us, and sometimes they'll tell us that they can't go anywhere else or they don't want to go anywhere else. So this is the best thing that's helped them. Yeah, I could say maybe I'm scared that if we don't figure something out, the mental health will get worse. But again, pro-human, really like what we're doing and what other people in the field are doing to just scale out support for mental health for the world.
So that's interesting when you see like all these inputs and know somehow how people think. So maybe just like
Yeah.
but I always like mention to my cousin like AI is good for humanity, but if we know how to use it. Imagine like you have like an AI, can say agent, which is just like your daily assistant. Maybe tomorrow is like Nick's birthday. What do you think we can get for him? And the AI, or maybe that agent, it knows everything about your life, about like what's between you and Nick, and he is gonna put everything in the context and give you like the best choice. Or maybe you got like a situation between you and your friend and you're like asking for assistance. It's gonna give you like the best advice, I think. That's in my point of view.
If AI could give me a couple of choices, I could pick one and give a better gift. That would probably help me out. But I agree. I think when AI will have all access to all that information, it can make cool insights. And your point, that might drive better human to human relationships. And I think that's another important piece of all this is I think ideally AI can help us in different ways in different fields make better human to human connections, because I think that is actually what satisfies a human being, is that feeling. And we can debate whether AI can actually recreate that feeling in a human, but for now it's how can you make more close human connections, and I think AI can help with that in different ways, and that's what we're trying to do.
These guys know the benefits me and my AI cousins bring to humankind. Join Nick and his guest every 2 weeks as they join forces to demystify AI for the rest of us. Follow Nick on LinkedIn in between episodes to keep up with his insights. Links in the comments and the description. See you next time.